What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 12 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. For one last time, we are using the Calyrex Dialga team as part of my 4 rental teams for this month. I just wanted to end with some things that I thought were really fun, and I think that these are some fun, but still powerful teams. So looking at my opponent's first team, it is Palkia with Kyogre. It is Braviary, Palkia, Incineroar, Kyogre, Rillaboom, and Primarina. So a really interesting thing here. I do really want to use Heracross, and I'm just going to bring it. I'm going to lead Heracross. I'm going to force myself to bring it. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. Definitely make sure to subscribe for Heracross. We are working our way towards 1 billion subscribers, and subscribing for Heracross really helps us get there. So definitely want to lead Heracross. I think it does have a pretty good favorable matchup into things. Do I want to lead Heracross, or do I want to save it for the back? I actually want to set up Trick Room. I think Amoonguss Calyrex Ice is fine here, and then bring Umbreon and Heracross in the back. I think that's our best bet. We aim for a maxing of the Heracross. There is only the Rillaboom that has to worry about Fake Out, or we have to worry about Fake Out from. They also potentially want Trick Room, right? They have Primarina, they have Kyogre. I mean, not Kyogre, they have Palkia. So we could see them also opting for the Trick Room route, as we are going to see for a lead the Incineroar. Oh, they have an Incineroar as well. We're going to see Incineroar, Kyogre, and so this is a little bit of a scary one. I think what I want to do is, right, the Fake Out into the... Okay, this is bold. I'm going to play bold because I want to. I'm going to go straight for a Spore into the Kyogre. And go for a Protect on Calyrex, just trying to catch that, and then we can go for what's it called, a Rage Powder the subsequent turn, and set up that way. So I think this is potentially our best bet, right? We are going to see the Protect come out. I'm expecting to probably see a Spout and a Fake Out into the Calyrex as perfect. The Fake Out going to go into the Calyrex. That's huge, right? The Kyogre going to be put to sleep, making it so that we can very freely set up the subsequent turn with the Amoonguss in a great spot. A lot of damage, but it's not the end of the world. We are seeing the Life Orb reveal, which is huge, because that means that the Water Spout is going to be a little bit weaker that next turn. Obviously not by much, but we'll take what we can get. I am going to actually just switch into Heracross here and go for a Trick Room. I think it's fine to what's it called? I want Heracross to come out and just kind of go all out, and then we can sort of bring Calyrex back in if we need to get rid of that drop. We are going to see the Ogre Perfect just staying asleep as the Instant going for a Parting Shot into the Calyrex, right? I don't really care about Calyrex taking damage. It is just going to be, what's it called, my Sponge. As I set up the Trick Room, we can just pivot right back into Umbreon to sort of have a situation there. We do just have to be a little bit wary, right, of the Incineroar potentially coming back, as we are going to see Palkia show up to the party, so that's definitely a little bit scary, as we are going to at least get up the Trick Room, and more importantly, we are going to create a scenario where Heracross is going to get burned. We now can go for that big max Flutterby, right, trying to get that special attack drop. I'm going to go into the... Palkia and then switch out into my Umbreon here. Umbreon having access to Snarl is going to be huge. It also can start firing off Yawns, which is a big deal. We do have to be a little bit weary of the Incineroar switching back in, which obviously, right, could cause a little bit of a problem. As we are going to see that Kyogre switch out. This should straight be into the Incineroar, as the Incin going to come out here. So definitely a little bit unfortunate for sure, right? Our Max going to be affected by that. But I don't think it's necessarily the end of the world, right? As we will still hopefully get good damage onto this Palkia, taking advantage of the fact that we do we do have that Guts boost, and also we get to get a big Heracross, which is not something you see every day. I'm interested to see how it plays out, right? We know that my opponent does have a lot of special attackers. We still don't know what they have in the back, but having access to Umbreon to go for Snarls, I think is going to be a really big deal here. And we almost are going to one-shot this Palkia, which is huge to see. They could just very well be reversing the Trick Room, as we're going to see Bulk Up. Okay. I'm gonna knuckle into the Palkia, as well as go for probably gonna pivot out. I'm gonna foul play the instant. I'm gonna go for a Snarl, in case we need the extra damage to knock out the Palkia. We're gonna see the Palkia withdraw into probably Kyogre into Primarina, so this is fine, right? As we are going to get the Fake Out coming out into the Umbreon. Shout out for Inner Focus. Snarl gonna come out, get the special attack drop onto the Primarina, which should help. But yeah, seeing all the special attackers really sort of makes me confident in things, as eject button on the Incineroar, which is a little bit scary, but more importantly, right, it's going to be another special attacker, which means we can go for a Snarl as well as go for a Flutterby to get that special attack drop, keep everything nice and low. The Palkia going to come out here, so you know, not in a bad position, as Knuckle, right, just going for that attack boost, even at -1, right? Like, Heracross doing a lot of damage, and I think that's mainly due to the Guts boost, right? Just absolutely putting in work. Umbreon going to recover a little bit here. We are getting that Primarina, right, nice and low, so I think I do want to try to fire off a Flutterby into this Primarina to try and get rid. It doesn't do a lot. We're still gonna do it. Given how much the Knuckle did, I actually feel pretty confident that we can chip a huge amount out. We are gonna see the Palkia switch, so this should be yep, back into the Incineroar. Makes sense. This is a little bit of annoying, right, to see all the drops, but we did luckily cancel one out. Dazzling Gleam going to come out here, taking advantage of the drop, making it so it's not going to do a lot, as Snarl going to come out from the Umbreon, just getting that Primarina even lower, and I think we really need to make sure that Umbreon stays healthy, right? I think this is sort of going to be our main answer into basically my opponent's whole team. And so, yeah, we get a huge chunk off with that Flutterby, getting that attack drop, or that special attack drop. Once again, I think we want to probably bring out our Amoonguss, right? It's not really threatened, but I mean, it's a little bit threatened by things. But overall, right, like we now have dropped the Primarina even lower. And so I do want to I think we can protect this turn and then go for a close combat the next one, to try and get a knockout onto this Incineroar, because it really is causing some problems. I'm fine to go for another Snarl, taking advantage of the fact that we do have access to the leftovers, which I think is huge. But yeah, I want to try and get rid of this Incineroar as fast as we can. We're going to see Overheat. So I don't really know what's happening here between the bulk up on Palkia and the Overheat on the Incineroar. At least the Snarl is going to help with that. We do get a nice special attack drop onto the mixed Incineroar. Umbreon gonna start recovering. I want to start going for Yawns. It's just a little bit tricky because of the fact that Primarina is so low, right? It doesn't really make sense when I can just go for damage. I'm just gonna go for a Snarl. I think Heracross is now the fastest thing on the field, which is good for us. I'm thinking it looks like, okay, I was saying I think my opponent might be going for a max here, given that delay, but no max there. We do get a big knockout with the, what's it called? With the Heracross onto the Incineroar. That does unfortunately mean we do also miss the Primarina, as we're going to see a flip turn. So mixed Primarina coming out here. But now my opponent has 3 special attackers. They have 3 special attackers, all of which are water types, right? It's Primarina, Palkia, and Kyogre. So we do have the ability to just continually fire off Snarls, as well as go for other damage that way. We do, unfortunately, are a little bit low on our Heracross, but I don't think that's the end of the world. Everything being a mixed attacker is a little bit tricky here. I might want to switch out. Actually, I'm wondering if it's worth switching out into Calyrex. No, I don't want to switch out into Calyrex here. I don't need to switch out into Calyrex here. I'm going to go for a Mega Horn. I'm going to go for a Close Combat onto this Palkia, just trying to get the knockout and go for a Snarl. If we can lower that, we know that the Kyogre is a special attacker, and definitely the thing I'm the most worried about. So I'm hoping that we can at least try and get a knockout that way. We do want to probably try to recover a little bit with the Umbreon soon, as we are going to see a liquidation. So physical, what's it called? A physical Palkia. We do get the Snarl off, which is, I think, a big deal, right? I just want to neutralize that Kyogre as much as we can. We can bring out our Umbreon. I mean, not our Umbreon. We can bring out our Amoonguss and go for a foul play onto the Palkia with our Umbreon, which should hopefully be enough to get the knockout. I think it's fine to, I want to go for redirection here. So I'm going to go for the Rage Powder just to keep Umbreon as healthy as can be. And I think, a foul play at this range should be enough. We are still obviously not out of the water yet. There is a Life Orb Kyogre, and we don't have Max anymore. But if we get rid of it this turn, that's going to be a big deal for us. I'm hoping with the drop, Umbreon is going to take that fairly well. I don't know if we can... I'm hoping with the Life Orb. Dude, I didn't even know that Dual Wing Beat was a move that Palkia got. All right, so we get rid of the Palkia. I'm hoping I'm hoping we can get a Snarl off again. Probably want to go for a Moonlight. In all honesty, no, I need to go for a Snarl. Primarina is low enough where Calyrex should be fine. I'm gonna go for, I could switch. No, I think it's fine to go for Protect here. I'm gonna go for another Snarl. If we can get the Kyogre, if we can get the Kyogre to -2, it is gonna max here. So most likely going for a Geyser into the Umbreon, which in all honesty makes sense and makes me regret not clicking Follow Me, because this was a very obvious play. Yeah, I don't really know what's happening. I should have gone for the redirection. That would have been really useful, as we are just going to Protect here, which is fine, which is actually fine, because it means that we can set up the next, as we see the Lightning into the Umbreon, we might survive this. We take it very, very well, which is a huge deal, right? That means that we are able to set up and get them even lower. I'm guessing that they were trying to stop an incoming Spore, as the Snarl luckily is going to double connect, and more importantly, it's doing what it needs to do in terms of what's it called, getting the hit off. Dazzling Gleam is a little bit scary, right? Because it means that the Primarina does have a way to hit my Umbreon, as my Umbreon unfortunately going to go down here because of a crit, but they are at -1. They are also very low, and so what I'm wondering here is if we can pull off setting up a Trick Room with Calyrex. Right, we can go for the Rage Powder, set that up, and then I'm hoping that Glacial Lance will be enough, right? This is going to be, okay, so if we can use, this is Kyogre's second turn of Max. We can go for Protect the third turn, and then just click Glacial Lance. So I'm going to go for a Rage Powder here, and I'm going to click the Trick Room because of the pressure on Palkia, right? That did take up 2 of our PP, but it shouldn't be an issue because I can't really see us needing to set up again. And by again, I mean 2 more. As we will see, probably, okay, a Geyser come out, perfect. I do want to just protect this last turn of Trick Room. It doesn't make sense in my mind to, or not last turn of Trick Room, this last turn of Max. It doesn't make sense for me to take unnecessary damage when I know that I don't have to. Dazzling Gleam is fine with me, right? Calyrex, taking a little bit more than I thought, all things considered. We can go for a Protect here. I probably want to just try to one-shot the Primarina. I'm wondering if it's in range of a Glacial Lance, which would be a really big deal to know. I'm just going to go for a Protect here. It is so low, so I'm wondering, right, is it worth just going for the Glacial Lance, get damage on the Ogre, as well as get damage on both, get the boost, and then potentially just go for another Glacial Lance into the Kyogre single target at +1. We are going to see the Hydro Pump come out, so good to know. As we do see that mixed Primarina, as once again this Geyser are going to come out, but it is going to be with the special attack drops and through the Protect, just trying to make it so we take no damage. We also will continue to oh, there was no rain. That was annoying. I thought this was the last turn of rain. Oh well. I still think though that a Glacial Lance should be enough to KO Primarina. Right, it's in the yellow. This is Calyrex. This is max attack. We should do a good chip into them, and then we can kind of go from there. As luckily we are also faster than the Primarina. If we KO, that's huge for us, right? Lets us just put on immediate pressure after. And Survey says, Primarina going to get knocked out here, and so now it is single target Kyogre. We could see, I mean, it's not over yet, right? They could crit an Origin Pulse. We are going to see the Thunder probably going for the Para. I think that's a smart play for sure. Doing a pretty... Okay, so they do get the Para, so this is definitely not over for sure. It's not Ogre for sure. Haha. I think that they can get 2 more hits off, so that's also a little bit scary. They now have the ability to potentially stall out a Trick Room, as luckily that's not going to happen. We are going to hit this Glacial Lance, and so Calyrex is going to be able to take this one. So a very, very interesting one to start. It's not every day that you see physical Palkia. Mixed Primarina I thought was pretty cool. I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? If you're quiet, you can afford to run Flip Turn. I know that has been a thing before. So overall, just a really interesting first battle, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, battle number 2, and it is Zacian Kyogre. It is Zacian, or it is Kyogre, Zacian, Regieleki, Landorus, a Celesteela, and a Grimmsnarl. So a lot of interesting options for sure here. Dusclops feels good, right? Being able to set up that Trick Room. So I think we want to bring Dusclops. We don't have a way to hit Celesteela, which I'm now realizing is a slight problem. I think Dusclops, Amoonguss, I'm fine to lead a little bit passive here. I want to bring Heracross because this is the Heracross episode. Dialga is tempting over Calyrex. Calyrex, right, doesn't really like Landorus. Dialga has more options for hitting things, and so in that regard, I'm going to bring Dialga over Calyrex. Umbreon, I think, has potential, but also not worth bringing. It very much depends on the Steela set, but I think Dusclops should be able to set up for us, and then if we can fire off some burns onto things, that is going to be really huge. Luckily, I didn't see a fake out user other than potentially Grimmsnarl, so that even then I can't see that being an issue, as we are going to see a lead of Grimmsnarl Kyogre. So definitely some scary options for sure, but I think, like I said, as long as it's not fake out on the Grimmsnarl, we should be good, right? Actually, even if it's fake out on the Grimmsnarl, that's fine, because Dusclops can still set up. We do have to be worried about, we're going to see Babiri Berry as well as an Assault Vest. Okay, so I think we should still be fine to, set up a Trick Room, as well as go for a Follow Me, or a Rage Powder. And what's good about that, right, is you kind of have to commit a Max Lightning into the Amoonguss, right? You can't really afford for Amoonguss to start setting up Spores in Trick Room. And so I feel like we kind of have it locked, right? Like you have to go for that damage. You don't have Life Orb or Choice Spec, so I don't think, or you don't have Life Orb, so you should not be able to one-shot my Dusclops with Max Geyser, even if you go for a fake out into the Amoonguss. So like I said, you are forced to use one of your max turns to go for a Lightning into my Amoonguss, which is very helpful here, as we are going to see a max. Is this should be Kyogre, right? Because it's in the special ball. There's no event Grimmsnarl that I'm unaware of. Yeah, it is going to be Kyogre. So Kyogre going to get big here. We love to see that. I was like, is it the Grimmsnarl? You could go for like a Max Fairy. Also not very helpful. So we should probably see a light, maybe a light screen. We're going to see a Rage Powder. So yeah, no fake out, which is good. We're going to see the Hailstorm come out. So if we survive, right, we can just start firing off spores uninterrupted, which we probably are not going to because of how much damage that did, which is a little bit unfortunate. I obviously would have loved to just put everything to sleep. As the Spirit Break going to come out, going straight into this Amoonguss, and Amoonguss does hold on. That's huge, right? Because we know that your Kyogre is Assault Vest, it cannot protect either, and so we can very easily just click a Spore into you and waste your whole max, which is awesome to see. And we can go for a Will-O-Wisp onto that Grimmsnarl as well, just trying to get a little bit of chip right off. So Will-O-Wisp I think is fine onto the Grimmsnarl just to reduce its damage output, and go for a Spore onto this Ogre. It'll put it to sleep, and more importantly, it'll give me a free switch in into my Heracross, which I think is probably going to be my main target. We are going to see the Scary Face reveal here, but like I said, it's not going to let you underspeed my Amoonguss unless you're like super slow, unless you're even if you're what's it called, quiet 0 speed, you're not going to underspeed. So being able to put that Kyogre to sleep is awesome, as we will waste the second turn of its max and then probably the third turn as well. So really this Kyogre has done nothing this entire max but get a knockout onto one of my Pokemon, as now I probably want to bring out Heracross. I think Heracross is the way to go here. We can go for damage onto Flutterby. I think is neutral into Grimmsnarl, and so if that's the case, right, we can get the knockout onto Grimmsnarl with Heracross, and then use Dusclops to put on a lot of pressure. We do have to try to be very quick with our Trick Room turns, right, because of the fact that there is a Zacian in the back. So I'm gonna go for a Nightshade onto this Grimmsnarl, as well as go for a Max Flutterby. This will also reduce the special attack of Kyogre, which is going to be important, right? Kyogre, obviously the main sort of special attacking hitter, but if we can really neutralize and basically waste my opponent's max, that's such an awesome situation to be in. And I think we're also at a point where we can kind of we can't really ignore the Kyogre, but right, like I feel a lot better about our position where if we can get its special attack drop or down a couple stages and make it so that there is what's it called, no rain, like that's huge too, right? We're really going to limit what it can do. The Nightshade's still going to be a consistent 50 damage onto this Grimmsnarl, so I'm hoping even at this range we can do enough to get the knockout, because I want to really try and utilize as many Trick Room turns as I can. And Survey says that is going to luckily be enough, and now we're going to get the burn, which is huge, right? Because that means we're going to do even more damage. I do want to prioritize burning the Zacian in the back more than getting damage onto it, because I think Dialga really is going to be our only way of hitting it. And like I said, I think we need to get the attack drop for having any sort of chance of doing anything. And so yeah, once they bring it out, I think we can kind of go from there. We are going to see the Landorus come out. So Landorus, scary for sure, right? Obviously access to Intimidate on the Heracross, don't really like that. But that being said, I think what we want to do is we want to go for the Will-O-Wisp onto the Landorus. You probably have Fly, and then Flutterby is unfortunately neutral into or not very effective into the Landorus. I think just going for damage onto the Kyogre at this point, right? It still is obviously a threat. It is a Kyogre, but I want to, yeah, if I can get a knockout there, right, we can force out the Zacian and try and make it so we can KO it that way. We do have Close Combat too as a measure of dealing with things. We do have Protect on the Heracross too, so if they want to, for example, like go for Fly, because I think, I mean, you have Rock Slide is neutral. We're going to see the Ogre withdraw, so this should be into Zacian. Yeah, we are going to see the Zacian come out here, so we will be able to get a little bit of chip coming out. It'll be interesting to see if they have Protect on their Landorus, as no Protect going to come out. We are just going to be able to burn this, and I think, like I said, my objective at this point is going to be to burn that Zacian, because I think at that point Dialga should be able to win that endgame. Flutterby doing oh wow, that is a good amount of damage. Landorus going for a Fly here. I don't really care how How many turns of Trick Room are left? I think we have 2. So I think even if the Zacian wants to go for a Protect, we should still be in a good spot. If they bring out the Kyogre, right, we can set up another Trick Room, which is going to be huge. And so that can really play in our favor, as there's going to be, this is the last turn of Trick Room. So I do want to go for the Will-O-Wisp onto the Zacian slot, as well as just go for a Knuckle as well. Just trying to get some damage out, right? We could see, I think the Protect is really obvious. If you go for a switch, that would be even better, as no Protect, just eating up the Will-O-Wisp, really letting me burn everything with Dusclops, as Heracross going to be able to fire off a Knuckle, just trying to get back to neutral attack, which, I mean, that did a really good amount of damage. And so what I'm hoping for now is we're in a position where we can set up a second Trick Room. I think if we can get that off, we'll be in good shape. Okay, that did a little bit more than I would have liked, in all honesty. Jesus. So we fought, okay, so we're gonna fodder Heracross. Yeah, because Heracross goes down to the next turn of burn. So I think, Jesus. I think we go for a Trick Room with Dusclops and go for a close combat onto the Zacian, just trying to get rid of it that way. We do have Dialga in the back, as the Behemoth Blade going to come out, probably doubling up the Dusclops, right? That's sort of my best bet, as yeah, one hit going to come out. I think we might be able to survive this Rock Slide. We should be able to, so barring a flinch, right, we should be in really good shape, right, being able to then go for a Pain Split the subsequent turn. We are going to see the Life Orb. We do unfortunately get flinched, which is a really, really big deal here, as we're forced to bring out our Dialga, which does not have Trick Room. It does instead have access to other things, and so it has Protect instead. The question now is, do I think that this Landorus is going to go for an Earthquake? I'm gonna try to set up the Trick Room again. That flinch is a really big deal. I'm gonna click Protect here, just trying to get some confusion and try to play to that. Right, we could see a double up into the Dialga. We're seeing a Zacian Protect, so this really suggests to me that you went for the Earthquake with the Landorus. I'm hoping because of the burn we survive. I don't think that that's going to be the case. Survey says no. Actually, Survey doesn't say anything yet, but we should not be surviving this Earthquake. 20, please go down to 1. Critical hit, so yeah, a little bit of unfortunateness for Dusclops with the flinch and the crit. Obviously the crit did not matter. I just like to complain. So Landorus, the question now is what does more damage between the Landorus and the Zacian? I think I need to get rid of the Zacian. I'm gonna actually go for the Landorus. My thought, you could fly with the Landorus. Okay, so because yeah, we're gonna see Play Rough doing a lot more than I would have liked. The Earthquake going to come out here, doing way more than it should. This is a burned Landorus doing spread damage. I would like to remind everyone. How much HP does Kyogre have left? I forget. Luckily we KO this Landorus. Jerk. But yeah, the Trick Room would have been huge here. Definitely unfortunate here. We're going to see the Kyogre come out, and yeah, at this range, Water Spout should be enough. Yeah. Oh, you're asleep. You are asleep. You're asleep in your Assault Vest. Okay, we need three turn sleep to get this. Right. How many turns of sleep have you used? I forget. Roar of Time. Oh, Roar of Time has I forgot that Roar of Time waits a turn. It's not Draco Meteor. Okay, so if you fall asleep, okay, we need you to stay asleep one more turn. Or miss an Origin Pulse. You could go for an Origin Pulse. That, okay, Ice Beam, we can live this. 15 down to, no, you're supposed to live that. So definitely a little bit of an unfortunate one for sure. I probably could have gone for, I should have gone for an Earth Power first. Yeah, I think I didn't know that we were faster, right? Because I was like, okay, we Roar of Time. I also thought Roar of Time was Draco Meteor, so that was my bad. But overall, 2 solid battles, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and play one more. All right, last battle of the day, and it is Lunadon. It is Lunala, Groudon, Incineroar, Charizard with Grimmsnarl and Venusaur. So this is really bad because I can't stop a Sleep Powder. You know, we still try. We go Amoonguss, we go Calyrex because we have to. We bring Umbreon because Umbreon is great. You know, we're gonna bring Heracross. Heracross is really bad here. Heracross is just really bad here. It's not really bad here. There's an Incineroar, and there's a Charizard, and there's a Grimmsnarl. But if you skip past those, right? If you skip past half of my opponent's team, right? We have a good matchup into Groudon. We have a good matchup into the kind of Lunala. Venusaur depends. Actually, Venusaur is fine. No, it can have Max Flare. So yeah, we're basically we're good into Lunala and maybe Groudon, but it's probably Assault Vest and has a Fire type. So we're good into Lunala, and you know, as a non-restricted, having a good matchup into a restricted is worth something. We're having fun. We don't really care about things too much here. We're just trying to use some of my favorite Pokemon. I love Heracross. I'm glad I got the chance to use it, and that's all that matters. We're gonna see Charizard Incin. This is really bad. This is very, very bad. You know, we have to play aggressive here. I'm gonna go for a Spore onto the Charizard and go for a Protect. We're gonna live real day. We're gonna say you're gonna double up my Calyrex, and then you're not gonna do it. You're just gonna fire off an Airstream into the Amoonguss, and I'm gonna cry. I think I'm Copa Berry. I hope I'm Copa Berry. Right? Like, we're playing the mind game, and we're saying, if you get this right, you win. If I get it right, I win. I actually don't win. I just make losing a little, like, less likely. So let's see what happens here. I think we have to go for this. They very well could just be Lum. We are going to see the Max Charizard. Like I said, I really am hoping for, what's it called? The attack into Calyrex, saying like, hey, I'm going to just get the knockout onto you. A lot of Calyrexes don't carry Protect. So let's see what happens here. If they fake out and double up into Amoonguss, well, like I said, we tried our best, and that's all we can really say. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, please don't. Oh no, please go into the Calyrex. Yes, okay, perfect. We can live with that. We can live, okay, this is fine. This is perfect, right? You're gonna trigger my policy. Okay, this is not perfect, but it is doable, assuming that the Incineroar does not have, what's it called? Assuming the Incineroar, Jesus, that's so much damage. Assuming the Incineroar does not have safety goggles, we can go for a Rage Powder here and go for a Trick Room. I'm pretty sure you still are going to be able to KO my Amoonguss. And then you are able to KO my Calyrex anyway. So this doesn't actually matter. We're going to see the Wildfire, very smart here, avoiding a potential Copa Berry. So yeah, we're going to go down to this Flare Blitz, which is unfortunate for sure. We should have gone for the Hailstorm. Whoever pointed that out, you're right in the comments. Thank you for that. So the Flare Blitz going to come out here. We're not going to be able to survive. I mean, we could survive. We're not going to survive here, so we're going to get pretty quickly 4-0'd because Heracross can't do anything into Charizard. So You know, we're gonna max Umbreon. It's just because we can. Yeah, this was a really bad. This was probably like something I should have accounted for. I probably could have led Dusclops. Dusclops would have been fine. I'm going to click Snarl here, and I'm going to click Max Guard. That does unfortunately weaken my, what's it called? My attack, but that's fine. We're going to see the Groudon here, so going for a Max Flare, most likely into the Heracross. Heracross would obviously get one shot here. We have really no chance of winning. I would just like to be very, very clear here. Heracross is going to get one shot. Umbreon probably not good enough to make a comeback as much as I'd love it. But you never know, right? We could have them miss all of their attacks, right? That's an option, right? They miss all of their attacks. We just get very, very lucky. It is pretty much impossible, but okay. They also targeted down the Umbreon. So we, in case anyone is wondering, we have done 0 damage to our opponent, who is going to 4-0 us. But we have one last shot. If we can if we can knock out this Groudon, we can at least save ourselves the embarrassment. Or we're gonna get hit by Blast Burn. You know, we tried. We really did. That was definitely a way to end it. Yeah, that's all I got. We'll finish off some of the other teams next time. And with that, until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.